Hey, Alpha Fam, Coach Jam here with another market update. Before we begin, I do want to say that nothing in these videos is financial advice. Everything's for educational purposes only. It's just my own analysis on the market. Also, if you're new to the channel, if you could please give us a like, comment, and a subscribe, we really do appreciate the support. So let's get into the market, guys. So Bitcoin has shown an immense amount of strength over the last 6-7 days. All right, it has been green now. I think going on, it's been green 7 days, depending on what happens today. I am in the camp that I do think that there is a potential chance that we're probably going to have a cool down. Guys, we're in a major area of resistance. Not only are we only in that major area of resistance, we've pushed up pretty aggressively over the last few days. Even the RSI is coming up here. It's currently sitting at 58.7. If you come onto the 4-hour, guys, you can see we touched 75. That's just, when you get to those type of levels, guys, expect some type of a reset. And what we want to see in a bullish situation is this. When this thing cools down, we want to see it hold the 50. You see how it held the 50 right here? It cooled down, held the 50, bounced, and then pushed up. That's what we want to see. We want to see it hold above the 50 and push up, guys. All right? So as this thing comes down, you could expect it. I would expect the 50-day to continue to creep up. Bullish situation, we find it, we hold support, and we push up. But again, guys, I think that this could potentially be a trap. And what I mean by that is let's watch what happens when we come back down here. And if Bitcoin loses this 50 on the 4-hour, then there's a good chance this thing becomes resistance. We come up and then we start making another small downtrend where we start to cool off and come back down a little bit, guys. I mean, we have extended up a lot higher than I thought we would. And again, it's never a guarantee, but whenever you see Bitcoin pump 6, 7, 8 days in a row, expect some type of cool down, guys. We also have to understand this. FOMC is tomorrow. We typically de-risk into those events. So to see today be red, again, that's why I said I think that this thing could be a trap where even especially depending on what Jerome Powell says tomorrow, guys, because it's all eyes on FOMC, all right? All eyes are going to be on FOMC. I'm not thinking we're going to get a rate cut. It's the last thing in my mind. What everybody's watching is how Jerome Powell comes and reacts to like the Iran war, the issue with the oil, and just to see their general policy and what they're looking to do moving forward. And depending on that outlook, guys, is going to depend on how the market reacts. And like I said, we always want to go to TradFi markets, guys. And what's interesting is this. TradFi markets are starting to show a little bit of strength, all right? But until this thing reclaims the 50, guys, I mean, this thing is still in a confirmed downtrend to me, all right? It's still showing weakness. It's still giving me, it's looking like a distro. And it's like I said, until this thing comes back up and reclaims it and finds support and then starts to push up, that's when I'll change my bias. And even on the 4-hour, guys, the S&P 500 has to at least reclaim this, and then let's see what happens. But you can see it's been using this as resistance. It looks like really since February 18th, 17th when it rejected the first time. Yeah, I had that little peak above it, but then immediately pushed back below. And again, we don't want the broader stock market going through a correction. Even the NASDAQ, guys, same thing. All right. And what's interesting is this. All right. And the NASDAQ has finally reclaimed the 50 on the 4-hour. Now it needs to do it on the daily. And once it does it on the daily, guys, I will feel a little bit more comfortable. But you can see it's deviated above it a couple of times, but can't hold. It needs to break above, hold as support, and then push, all right? And then that will be when I change my bias. And again, we need the stock market to start showing some strength. And again, as a war kind of winds down, as we get more announcements, things like that, and then as we get closer to May when Jerome Powell gets replaced, I think these are going to be some of the events that are going to be the catalyst to kind of push us forward. And it's very interesting, guys, because we're seeing things like Michael Saylor made a massive purchase. You've got BlackRock buying, ETF inflows are happening. But regardless, guys, we need that switch to happen. And I think it's going to happen soon. We know we're in quantitative easing. We know what's going on. We understand the macro. And at this point, guys, I think it's just a timing thing, all right? I think it's just going to take a little bit more time. And again, even Bitcoin right here is starting to look like a bear flag, all right? And we can't deny this is very similar to what it did up here. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm bearish because you guys know I'm bullish on 2026, but I am very realistic in this accumulation range that we're in. I think they're going to try to pull a spring. I can definitely 100% see us coming back. Obviously, nothing's 100%, but I can definitely see us coming back down to the bottom of this zone, all right? And if this thing breaks out of the bear flag, that's when I think it'll be the spring. So this thing breaks out of the bear flag, potentially comes down to some of these lower levels into the 50s. immediately soaks up that liquidity, pushes back up into the range, finds support, and then pushes up. And then that's when I think we break out of this general range and we start the next uptrend. All right, guys? And this is what everybody's kind of watching. And again, I'm still in the camp that I think it's potentially could be getting closer to May, depending or not, as Jerome Powell gets replaced. Or if worst comes to worst, guys, I think at the very latest, Q4, we're going to see fireworks. All right, guys? We know that typically bear markets only last on average about a year, 360 days. We're already right around roughly about 150 to 200 days into this. September, I think, puts us right around the 350 mark. I mean, we don't have that much longer to go, guys. I think people just have to be patient, stoic, and they have to understand what's going on. And then be very adamant about putting in your orders, guys. These limit orders are going to be the best way for you to catch these prices when they drop. Unless you're like me that sits at the computer all day and watches this stuff, it's very hard to catch these dips, guys. It's very hard to catch these price levels. And typically when they hit these levels, it's in and out. It's literally going down, sucking up buy orders, and then pushing up. All right, guys? So with that being said, we like to take a look at a couple other things. I said it the other day. I said USDT dominance, even though we finally have broken below the 50-day after all of this time. This is the first time we have broken below the 50-day, guys. Honestly, yeah, we had this small deviation over here, but this is really the first time in how many days? Let's see. This is the first time in 54 days. And I said it the other day. I said, when this thing broke down like that, expect this thing as we cool off to come back up, and we want to see the reaction at the 50-day on the 4-hour. If this thing rejects from that zone, then I would expect us probably to be at the local lows and then to start the next push up, guys. All right? Just be patient. That's all you have to do. I don't want to see anybody just overly FOMO into this market right now because we've had some green days, because that's what happens. Guys get super bullish when things start going green for a few days. They over leverage, and then the market comes back down on them, and then they get either liquidated or then they panic sell, and you just don't want to put yourself in that position when all you have to do is be patient. All right, guys? And again, if this is the first time you've ever seen any of my content, my name's Coach Jam. I've been a digital asset investor for over 5 years. I'm the founder of Alpha Syndicate, and I'm also the host of the Crypto Talk workshops inside of Capital Club. And if you want to understand how we connect the macro, fundamentals, technical analysis to give us an edge over the market, if you want a place where you can get coached and mentored by guys like me, or a place to be able to network with other entrepreneurs and traders, click the link below, guys. We'll see you inside.